Hello everyone, Coach Jay here. In this episode, we're going to talk about what drives the stock price to suddenly spike up or down and how you can prepare and monetize from those spikes. So what are some of the drivers that move a stock price and cause at times large price change reactions? Some of the most common drivers that change a stock price are economic events, earnings, news about a company such as its new products, news about their competitors, mergers, stock splits, investor conferences, dividend announcements, and replacement of a CEO. I'm going to show you the weekly and daily checklist and process I use, which is attached below to determine from a checklist to enter a position or not. So on Sundays, to prepare for the week, a tool I look at is the homepage of my broker. I find the calendar section, I go through each of the categories. I scan for events overall, such as economic events or events that would provide price change momentum for a specific stock, such as it's reporting earnings that week or it's holding an investor conference. Once I see those dates and times for those events, I look to see where the NASDAQ and Dow futures and the stock sector index I want to trade are on the RSI leading up to that event. If the RSI is near 70, the market most likely will decline. If the RSI is near 30, the market most likely will rally. I then select the stock or stocks and look at where the stock you want to trade is on the RSI on the 6-month, 4-hour time frame leading up to that event. If near 70, the stock most likely will decline. If near 30, the stock most likely will rally. Most important, it has room to rally. I then confirm the pattern of the sector index, QQQ, the NASDAQ futures, and the stock on the 6-month, 4-hour time frame to see if when I draw my lines connecting the top and bottoms of its price high and lows, it's ascending or it's trending up, or it's trending down, or is it going sideways. If I can't determine a direction, I use other time frames such as the 1 year, the 20-day, the 10-day, etc. to determine either up, down, or sideways in regards to its direction. Again, I want to see, is it pointing up or down? Why? Because that tells me the direction in which I want to trade, long or short. I then confirm the sector index, QQQ, NASDAQ futures, and the stock are above the 6-month, 4-hour EMA and SMA are still ascending, or are those lines pointing up, or are they pointing down? I then look at the MACD to see if it's showing an ascending green bar or a descending red bar. I finally look for support and resistance that we discussed in another video to further identify my entry and exits. If the overall market and the stock meet the criteria above of either long or short position, then there's a high probability of profit in taking a long or short position. If you haven't identified stocks that meet your criteria, you set your alerts to be notified when they do. So that's my weekly Sunday process. My daily process each day, I would then repeat the identification of direction, but on a 1-day, 1 minute, or it can be much easier to determine if you look at the 5-minute chart to confirm direction. Again, I'm looking for several factors. First, I'm looking for where the stock is on the RSI to see if it has room to rally. Second, I'm looking at the MACD to see ascending green bars or descending red bars. Third, is it above or below the EMA or SMA? Fourth, does it show green or red on the whole moving average? Fifth, can I see its support and resistance so I know where my floor and my ceilings are? Sixth, where is the stock on the VWAP? If it's above the middle VWAP, that favors taking a long position. If it's below, that favors taking a short position. Seventh, I look at the recent news of the stock before the market opened for potential momentum movements based on the news. If the criteria is met, you conduct your trading according to the plan, which includes the must-have 3 pieces of the entry, exit, and stop loss. Don't forget to set your alerts for opportunities when a stock breaks through its resistance, such as a new high. Those are the 7 steps to making a trade I take. I repeat each one of these processes above weekly and daily to provide me the confident mindset that allows me to trade without emotion. I encourage you to practice using this process to gain efficiency and recognize events that can provide momentum for the stocks listed on the calendar. To help you with learning this process, we've included a checklist that summarizes what we spoke about as a quick reference guide for you. Well, that concludes this episode. We hope this episode provided you an educational guide to then better prepare you to begin your analysis to confirm direction and then strategize your trade of a buy or sell. Thanks for joining us, and as always, let's try every day to do something great. Take care, everyone.